What's up, everybody? It's my first ever YouTube channel. My name is Jake Rainier. I'm from Newark, Delaware. I'm 21 years old, and I'm an up-and-coming basketball trainer. I'm here with my guy, Sturdy Nate. Been a really big role model in my life, turned into a big brother. Cannot thank him enough for everything he's did, especially this beautiful room. All credit to him.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me on. First ever YouTube video.
I'm so excited.
Really big step in the journey. I'm going to ask Jake a couple questions to help you guys get to know him a little better.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. First one. When did you fall in love with basketball, and what sparked that interest?
Man, I think I always really liked basketball, but I would be lying to you if I said I fell in love with basketball at like 5, 6 years old. I think I really started falling in love with basketball my freshman year of college. So for you guys that don't know me, I go to Newman University, and when I first came to Newman University, I actually started staying on campus, and I was roomed with someone named David Vasquez. He's from Puerto Rico. He was on the basketball team. Me and him became close very, very quickly. After a couple weeks of knowing him, I figured out he was on the basketball team, so I was like, damn, like, me and David always hanging out, but then he started going to practice, and I was like, damn, I kind of miss ball. I played in high school. I was like, I kind of want to be with him. So I was like, all right, let me try. I'm going to try out for Newman. Worked out every single day for the rest of the year. Me and him would work out together. It was phenomenal. I was getting better every day. I loved working out, and I loved the process. And then a couple months later, we went into summer. I was like, hopefully I can try out for the team. Emailed the coach. Didn't go my way. He didn't hold tryouts. His roster was full, but it was all right. So next year, my sophomore year, I did the same exact thing. I was working out every single day. I was like, all right, maybe I can play my junior, senior year, graduate, whatever life takes me after that. So I want to say sophomore year, going into my sophomore year, I was working out every single day. Sent an email to the coach again at the end of my sophomore year. Said no, roster was full, and I was like kind of just defeated. And then I was like, all right, maybe it's time to give up basketball. It's not really my thing. Like, it was my thing, but I was kind of falling out of love with it just because it wasn't really taking me places I wanted to go.
Yeah.
That's when I hit up Danny, and then I met with you guys, came out with the academy, and then I fell in love with it all over again.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a great story. So actually, I did a lot of the similar stuff when I was getting recruited in college. If there was a school that I really wanted to go to, I would always email the coach and, just kind of send them my film, send them my stats, and just try to spark an interest. Because not always are coaches going to see you. Sometimes you need to, be an advocate for yourself. So.
I think a good point I really noticed about myself throughout that whole process is I wasn't in love with the results. I was really in love with the process. It was the same thing in high school. I got cut my freshman year, and I was like, all I wanted to do was be on the team. All I wanted to do was have that jersey. But then I worked my butt off, and I got the result my sophomore year, ended up making the team, and I was like, yeah, the result's nice, but that process was so beautiful. I worked so hard, and I felt so deserving of that moment.
For sure. That's awesome. So you touched on it a little bit already, but who or what inspired your basketball training start?
Definitely my cousin Ian. So my freshman year of high school, so in middle school, it was called HB DuPont in Hockessin, all right? But then high school, I went to St. George's. It was in a whole nother town, so not a lot of friends there. So freshman year was kind of lonely, so my cousin ended up passing away January of 2019. Yeah, 2019. Started my freshman year, and life was at an all-time low for that. So he was really into basketball. He was one of my best friends. It was a very unfortunate situation, but it's something I don't take for granted because it made me who I am today. It inspired my work ethic, and going through that adversity really drove me to be like, all right, I can do this, and I want to do this for him.
What was your first memory of organized basketball, and how did it go?
First memory of organized basketball. I would definitely say probably my first ever game at the YMCA in Newark. My mom was my coach. For you guys that don't know that, my mom coached me from when I was 6 to probably like 12 years old. She was my coach, and then my grandfather was the assistant coach. So probably just being with her every day. She was a great coach until the days I started beating her one-on-one. That's when our relationship took a turn.
She took
it personally. She realized she couldn't keep up with me anymore. But there was a lot of years she was beating me, but I don't take those memories for granted. That's probably my favorite. No matter what goes on, I could work out with LeBron tomorrow. That's my favorite basketball memory, just being with her and having her coach me, taking me to practice, being in the games, and not calling her mom on the court. She was coach, so I had to listen to her, and she gave me some great advice.
That's dope, for sure. All right, so you touched on our academy here with Danny Cooper Basketball. You also have had the privilege of working with some really high-level guys that we work with, Mac McClung, Brendan Hawson, Jake West, some really high-level guys, right? What does the average typical day for your basketball training life look like?
All right, average day. So
actually, to cut you off, sorry, I saw your TikTok video.
My day in the life. Yes.
I really liked it. So give people who haven't seen it, give them an insight into the day in your life.
All right, when I wake up, probably waking up, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not an early riser. Probably waking up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'll go to class, and then I'll get some food afterwards, catch up with my guys. Usually have a break in between, so I'll bust out some homework, and then I'll have another class around like 1 o'clock. As soon as I get out that class, come straight to you guys. I'll get here around like 3. I like getting here early, like lowering in the court, catching up with you guys. By that time, it's like 3:30. Usually we're messing around, either filming content, playing one-on-one, usual stuff.
Yep.
And then 4 o'clock, the academy starts. So just depending on the day, usually we'll have K through second first. So have those guys. Middle school is usually second, and then high school is usually last. So I'm just running those groups. Nick's usually helping me. He's a really, really big help. Just running those groups. And then at 7 o'clock, I'll head out of here and head back to Newman. Usually I'll work out with my guy, Gary. Sometimes we'll be getting it in as soon as I get back. And then I'll have dinner, go back to the dorm, maybe play some video games, play Siege, and then go to sleep.
There you go. All right, next one. I know you've got to learn a little bit from Danny and I in terms of basketball training, drills, stuff of that nature. How have you taken your own approach to basketball training and kind of put your own spin on the drills?
For sure. I think that was very hard for me at first. I think I was like trying to be, especially like a copycat of you guys, just because I didn't really know. I didn't want to make you guys upset. This is your guys' academy, and I wanted to make sure that like I was doing the right thing. But I think over the time, it's very important to know you and like know yourself and kind of just take your own approach. So yes, I was a great kind of copycat of you guys, but then I wanted to add like my little flavor onto it. So I think it was really just testing things out. At very first, I wasn't comfortable with testing my own theories and getting creative by myself. So that's why I kind of would do your guys' drills. Yeah. And then as I got comfortable, I would add my own little spin on the things. And next thing you know, I figured out it was pretty good.
Yeah. So obviously basketball training is a long, long day sometimes. Like sometimes we're, here from 3, like you said. We're done at 7, and then we go to St. Joe's, and we're working out someone else, or we're going to Conshohocken and work out Jake West, stuff like that. So on those long days, sometimes you might get bogged down. What's the one thing that keeps you motivated after those long, hard days?
That's such a great question, and I always look at it as this isn't a job for me. I love it so much. I don't look at it as a job. I'm so blessed to be in this position and be with you guys. Yes, I get tired sometimes. Yes, I get burnt out, but like I just have that set as like, all right, a year ago I was working a retail job, hanging clothes. Like I hated it so much. Like I could go back to that tomorrow, but I'm so blessed that I don't really get tired with it. I'm so motivated by you guys. I'm so motivated by the following and the content and just basketball overall that it's not a job to me. I'm so blessed to come here and give it my all.
That's dope. That's awesome to hear, especially from me as well. To be able to have such an impact on you, that's obviously means a lot to Danny.
I actually said it in my Instagram post yesterday. I said mindset is everything.
Yeah.
So if I looked at this as a job, I was like, oh my God, I gotta go train kids. It's like I don't look at it like that. I'm so happy, and you see it on my face. I'm smiling every day when I come in here. So don't take it for granted.
Yes, sir. All right, last question. Not really a question, but so you actually sent a text in our group chat last night. Announced your first partnership with a gym.
Yes.
So talk to the people out there that maybe want to start training with you in your hometown and, talk about where that's going to be, what your goal of that is, and what that's going to look like for them.
All right, so like we said, the basketball training of 4E is coming a launch. All right, so I will be at NBN Sports Academy in Hockessin, Delaware from 10 to 1, Monday through Friday. Please come train with me. I train all ages. I think I'm a great trainer, and I'm going to take over Delaware.
Let's do it. All right, man. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your first YouTube video.
Yes, sir.
Got the privilege of asking you some questions for the people out there to get to know you a little better. And, I'm really proud of you. You've come a long way, and you got a lot of success coming your way.
Let's do it. More content coming soon, maybe some vlogs, maybe some workouts. Stay tuned.
Peace.